Hey guys, up? Back with another video. This time we're going to do a review, and it's a Ring of Honor review. I haven't done one of these since, I think, Final Battle 2018, I think. So, it's been a long time. I think it was, well, last year when I reviewed Final Battle 2018 for my good friend Beatdown Money. And, this one again was a request that was probably made in the year 1990, probably in the year 1990. From Beatdown Bunny. Took me a long time to get around to watching it, but here it is now. Better late than never, right? Anyhow, Masters of the Craft 2018, from April 15th, from the Niels Avenue in Columbus, Ohio. So, yeah, they pretty cool event. You know, got Dalton Castle, Marty Skill, Punishment Martinez, and Beer City Bruising on the front cover. Basically, the main event is highlighted on the cover. So let's have a look at this card, shall we? And let's review the matches, shall we? So first off, we kicked off the show with the dogs of Red Titus and Will Ferrara taking on Coast to Coast. I don't know their names singly, so sorry about that. This was a pretty good match. It was alright. It was a good opener. It was a good opener between two up and coming tag teams trying to get, apparently they had one win apiece on each other. So they both had, this was basically the third match in the series between the two. And yeah, pretty cool stuff. Basic tag team stuff. And yeah, the baby faces get the win. Coast to Coast get the win. There's going to be a lot of spoilers alert, by the way, because I don't know how to talk about a review without actually giving away the results. So sorry, guys. Anyway, so yeah, the Coast to Coast get the win in a pretty fine opener, and then after the match, the dogs of Red Titus and Will Ferrara got the heat back by laying him out at the aftermatch. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Try and move. Is that the light? Yeah, the light's right underneath it. Sorry. Let's do it like that. Okay. Hey, that's better. Then we have the next match. We have the television championship on the line. We have Stylus Young defending the title against Cheeseburger. When I saw this match was announced, or when I saw this match was coming up next, I laughed and thought this should be a squash match. And especially considering that, this was a week after. I found out this was a week after Supercard of Honor, where Bully Ray had turned heel on Cheeseburger. So I was expecting a little bit of shenanigans and a Bully Ray appearance. I was half right. I was kind of right. It just happened after the match. As for the match itself, as I think me and Stylus Young were in the same boat a little bit. We both underestimated Cheeseburger a little bit, and it almost came back to bite Stylus in the ass. And it was a good match. Like it was really fun. It was a really fun match. I really enjoyed it, and but Stylus was able to pick up the win just barely with the roll up. Like when Cheeseburger had his move, and then he collapsed on the floor and he went to crawl, but he was crawling backwards. And he put his arm in, the high cradle, when like you do a pin, but you got your arm in between the opponent's legs, and then the arm is over the opponent's head, and all the opponent has to do is move his shoulder, and then hook your leg, and then you're pinned. That's exactly what happened. Stylus got the win, fluked out a win basically, and yeah. And then, of course, after the match, Bully Ray came out and got some massive heel heat, and I was enjoying every minute of it. Bully picking on this young Cheeseburger. It's just funny to say that Bully Ray was picking on Cheeseburger. It was just funny, especially when he's calling him Cheese. He's like, you haven't paid your dues, Cheese. I was like, ugh. I just imagine Bully Ray saying in a restaurant to an actual cheeseburger, Funny stuff. Anyway, yeah, Bully Ray, he laid out Cheeseburger, and then Flip Gordon came out, and that kind of started their feud. between Flip and Bully, and more on Flip later, a little bit later. So fun stuff right there. Then we had the women's tag team match: Jenny Rose, Madison Rayne, Brandy Rhodes versus the champion Sumi Sakura, Tenio Dashwood, and Gianna Perazzo. It's crazy to see where these people are here and see them where they are now. It's crazy to think about. I had no idea that Tenio Dashwood had that theme. The more I know really. Like Tenio Dashwood, her theme song is the exact same for Water Impact one. I thought, I didn't know that. I didn't know that she had the same theme. Anyway, the first 3/4 of this match, the crowd didn't seem into it. It felt like what people think AEW is, where they just throw the women out there, like, here's your women's match, here's your one women's match, and that's it. But then towards the end, it got really fun towards the end, and the champion got the win, which was fun. And then after the match, fun match. It was a fine match. I enjoyed it. And then after the match, Gianna Perazzo got on the mic, and I'm like, oh cool, we're gonna get an angle. So this is like the third match, and we got 3 angles immediately afterwards. So Gianna Perazzo called out Callie Klein for a match, and they went back and forth. It was a really fun back and forth. I was like, man, I can't wait to see this match. And then I realized, oh wait, this isn't a championship. This isn't a championship rivalry. Like, the champion just disappeared, Sumi Sakura. So yeah, pretty cool. I did think it set up a women's match later down the line, and yeah. Anyway. Next match, we have Flip Gordon, Adam Page, and Young Bucks versus Shane Taylor and FCU of Kazarian, Daniels, and Scorpio Sky. What can I say? This was just fun. It was a fun multi-man match, including with the Young Bucks in it. That's all you got. There was a lot of classical tag team wrestling mixed in with Young Bucks tag team wrestling. So, and then it got crazy towards the end of the 8-man sprawl. And everyone got to shine, and that's what I liked about it. And yeah, pretty cool stuff. And the story of the match was the Young Bucks wanted Flip to be in Bullet Club, but Cody was calling himself the leader, because this is when he was feuding with Kenny about who was the real leader. And Cody's right-hand man, as they called him, was Hangman, with Adam Page. So he sent him in there to see what Flip was like and all that stuff, and blah blah blah. And yeah. And then at the end, Adam Page actually embraced Flip Gordon, and he didn't join Bullet Club, but he embraced and said, pretty cool. Anyway, next match. So pretty cool match, awesome stuff. Next match was, oh man, this is sending the sheep to the wolves, supposedly. We had Matt Fitchard and Davey Vega, the besties in the world, as they call themselves, having their second match of the evening, because they're actually on the bonus match, which happened on the pre-show, I think, or something like that. Anyway, they got a tag title match against the Briscoes, and as I said, you send the sheep to war. You send the sheep to the wolves, and the Briscoes mauled them, devoured them, and tortured them, and it was awesome. I loved it. It was great. I love the Briscoes. I love what they do. They're really cool. They got physical, aggressive style. They had a couple of the besties in the world, as they call themselves. They had a couple of bit of offense, but nothing too big that you thought, oh wow, they could win here. Like nothing like that. The Briscoes are always in control, and awesome win for the Briscoes, and big dominant win for the Briscoes. So good stuff right there. Speaking of great stuff, we have the next match. We have Jay Lethal versus Jonathan Gresham. Was looking forward to this because I know how great these two are, and he didn't disappoint. Very technical. It was a very technical masterpiece, which is very convenient considering that the event is called Masters of the Craft. I'm going to go on a limb right now. I reckon this should have been the main event. I feel like it was a really awesome match. Jonathan Gresham was coming in with a bad knee, from their previous encounter in January, and Jay Lethal worked over the leg. A very technical battle. He worked over the leg, and Gresham worked over Lethal's wrist, so Lethal couldn't have had problems doing the lethal injection. And they went back and forth, and it was really good stuff, really technical and all that stuff. And finally, Jay Lethal picks up the win with a roll-up. Caught him out of nowhere with a roll-up, so Jay Lethal went 2-0 against Jonathan Gresham, and then got on the mic afterwards and talked about how, you know, these two are the best wrestlers in the world and all that stuff, and wouldn't mind seeing it again. And they accepted for another match. So yeah, I think it happened on TV. I think it happened on TV like a 2 out of 3 Falls match or something. I could be wrong about that. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Loved the match. Jay Lethal. Probably my match of the night was Jay Lethal versus Jonathan Gresham. I wish it was the main event. Then we had the First Blood match between Cody and Matt Taven. This was the shenanigans. A lot of shenanigans involved, like, you know, interference, weapons. Of course, it was First Blood. It was the usual First Blood rule, the usual First Blood stuff that you see in First Blood matches, where they would hit their opponent with one chair shot, and they would ask ref, "Check him, ref, check him," and that kind of stuff. And you know, and then the ref was like, "Oh, he's not bleeding." And the finish, it was an alright match. There was, you know, it was alright. Cody's an amazing babyface. That's nothing new there. I'm not saying anything that's new. And the finish was a bit lackluster. Basically, Cody exposed his knuckle. He took the wrist tape off, and he took his knuckle down, and he went to hit Taven with his bare knuckle, but Taven put the belt up, and Cody punched the belt, and then Cody got Taven down and started punching him, and because the blood was on Taven's head, the referee rang the bell, and then Taven wiped the blood off his face and realized, and the referee was like, "Oh wait, that's not Taven's blood," and realized it was Cody's blood from his knuckle, and Taven was announced as the winner. So yeah, it was a very, I understood what they did, but it kind of felt like, was that it? Really? I loved there was a part in the match where Vincent, Taven's buddy in the Kingdom at the time, got involved with an axe, and Brandy Rhodes came out and defended her man, so to speak, and she chased Vincent off with a axe, and it was so fucking funny watching Vincent run and watching Brandy going, come here, and then chasing him with an axe. That was fun. But yeah, very, I don't know if lackluster is the right word. I'm not sure about that. Maybe I'm being a bit too harsh on that one. Maybe I am. But it was a creative finish, but I felt like, you know, with First Blood, I was expecting Cody to, you know, bleed a bucket. You know, I don't want him to bleed a bucket, but it's Cody Rhodes after all. Like, that's why when I found out this match was a First Blood match, I was like, wait, Cody's on a disadvantage here because it's Cody Rhodes, and you know he always bleeds. Like, you know, he's like Ric Flair. Like, he sneezes and he bleeds. You know what I mean? So anyway, fun match while it lasted, but like, the ending kind of made me go, head, shrug shoulders, whatever. Anyway. Talked enough about that. Main event time. We have Defy or Deny. We have the champion Dalton Castle versus Marty Scurll versus Punishment Martinez versus Beer City Bruiser. A quick thing on Defy or Deny. Defy or Deny is basically a 4-way elimination match where the champion takes on 3 challenges in a non-title match. If the champion wins, whoever he pins last will never get a shot at the champion as long as the champion is the champion. Does that make any sense? Anyway, we didn't need to worry about that. But if any of the 3 challenges won, they'd get the next shot at the championship. So this match was alright. Not as good as, it didn't feel like the main event. Probably because like Punishment Martinez and Beer City Bruiser didn't feel like main eventers at the time. Anyway, so they were eliminated. Towards the end, it really got good, and then it just ended. Sorry about that. I had a scratchy nipple. That's too much information. Anyway, they got rid of them, and there was shenanigans with the boys and all that stuff, and then eventually Marty Scurll picked up the win, so earning himself another shot at Dalton Castle. It was alright towards the end, but it didn't feel like the main event. Anyhow, that's it for now. That's the review. Hope you enjoyed it, and I give it a 8 out of 10. There you go.